Boom!
Yeah.
Nailed it. All right, well, which color are these guys? Dimaga's red? Okay, well, they're not going to match, but whatever, that's fine. You know where the spawn locations are. In the top left corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player, the red Archon, Dimaga, and Slivko.
In the bottom right, as the teal Zerg Archon, it's Lambo and Targa.
Doubly named teams Slivaga and Team Laga. Actually, I gotta redo that because I misspelled Slivaga. I put Team Laga. How do you delete things on Twitter? Oh no, there we go.
You can't. They're up forever. They get screenshotted, posted to Reddit, posted to the internet, posted to Yahoo, posted to your mom's Facebook.
and MySpace, because people totally use that still.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot you were old.
I'm old and I had a band, okay, whatever. Of course I used MySpace. Well, I don't know. What do you think about I mean, first off, it's the fact that it's a rematch, and let's not forget Dimaga and Slivko won last time in the best of 3, sending Targa and Lambo down to the losers bracket. But it was kind of a weird series, right? Like, we had that little bit of aggression, then we saw the lurkers really just beast mode through. Do you think we're going to see the same problems?
It's an interesting question. I have to figure that they are slowly figuring out lurkers. So I'm going to say that it will still go in the favor of Dimaga's team. But Teal Archon has a better chance. There we go. Got it. Yeah.
For me, the hold up from that last game, personally, was that we saw Dimaga's team really take advantage of the lurkers because they knew it was good. They knew it was the go-to. They knew it was the shit because they've played it before. Whereas Targa is a player who can adjust on the fly. Maybe the same can be said about Lambo. But the problem for me came down to the fact that they definitely didn't feel as comfortable in the matchup as a Legacy of the Void player it felt.
Yes, I agree. So apparently Dimaga plays micro and Slivko is macro. I know we were talking about that with another team earlier. And it is interesting to know. Don't know the other team. Sorry. But I guess we gotta blame Dimaga for all the sick lurker micro.
Blame Dimaga, right? Like,
thank Dimaga. Whatever.
well, it depends, I guess, if you're cheering for him or if you're cheering for
Exactly.
Targa, right?
There you go.
He's
Exactly.
wall hacking. I've learned about this in Counter-Strike recently.
What the hell is that? What the hell is your casual game teaching you now?
People can see through walls, dude. They can see.
Can they?
They can see through their strategy because he's wall hacking.
Obviously a very realistic game.
What are you, a horse?
We do have a lot of links. This is looking very familiar to the last time these two guys played. But it's just it's going to be another one of those fakes, like the third game on Cactus Valley. Just the lings and then straight into a lair.
So I think for lesser players, this does end games frequently. But again, this is a team of 2 players, both Slivko and Dimaga, who have spent their lives playing against Blighs and Nurchios of the world. And they've had to deal with so many Ling Banelings before in the past. The Spine Claws are here. The Queens are ready to focus fire. All they need is like one decent, not even a great Baneling hit, and they hold this no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is their own lair delayed? Yes, it is. But they're getting an upgrade, so I think they're just gonna go lair in a second here. Oh!
Well,
Yeah, a bunch of green goo.
there's like a confetti cannon going off, but like with blood.
Oh my god. Did you remember Nickelodeon? The what was it called?
Didn't get Nickelodeon in Canada, just FYI.
Okay, well, do you know about getting slimed or whatever?
I think I saw Katy Perry get slimed because I remember thinking she was hot and I wanted to see what that was about.
Okay, well, lewd. But it's like when they just dumped like green slime on you because that was like Nickelodeon's thing in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like,
was that just because they won or was it a prank? It felt like everyone knew it was coming.
Both, I guess. It was like, yeah, they knew. It's like getting dumped on with Gatorade after a football game kind of deal.
Oh.
But anyways, we should do that for a tournament. Instead of confetti, we just blast you all with green goo and say that you all died to banelings.
No, it was just use syrup.
No, that's sticky.
Yes, actually, that would probably be gross.
It's pretty sticky. It just doesn't sound nice. Anyways, we have Teal Archon going for Mutas. It was Dimaga's team that went for Mutas last time, switching it up.
Well, no one really went for Mutas. Like, no one dedicated to
Well.
Mutas, right? Like, they were just kind of used. But yeah, interesting. And unfortunately, the banelings connect in the worst way possible for Dimaga and Slivko. That one not so bad, but the Roaches couldn't have been saved.
Yeah. Well, Spies the finish. Red Archon's lair finally finishes up, as well as the third. They have a few more drones, nothing serious.
Hey, it's catching on, by the way. Kaiju donates $15 to Base Trade TV. It says, go hashtag Team Slivko. It's working. This is better than Larga, but Team Slivko actually sounds pretty cool.
It just sounds like you're really having a tough time pronouncing European languages.
Nah, dude.
You're like, Slovakian? No, Slovanchina.
By the way, the reason Solidus Dub is getting uppity in chat is because he's one of the CS bros.
Well, he's a casual.
Wow, that's not good. You are not a good person. We do have Mutas coming across the... You're so judgmental, I think is the problem, right? Gosh. Just let it go. Just take a cue from Elsa and just let it go.
No! I hate that movie.
Oh, this is so bad. Let's say he actually camps this. He kills so many overlords. I think supply blocking Dimaga and Slivko is actually more dangerous than anything else right now. I'm surprised he's going for the spine.
Oh.
But giving up 5 overlords for free, he knows there's spore calls here. There's not a lot else he can do. Seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity.
Ultras? What the?
Yo, Mutas are not good versus Ultras. That would be so sick. No, you know what is? Oh, person
Heal
bombs?
Archon is going for it.
Oh yeah, sorry. I've got the things reversed because of the nameplates. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it would be really interesting to see parasitic bomb in response to Mutas. So if it was Red Archon going for the hive, that was something I would have, I guess, theorized.
Yeah, yeah. Now you're far less excited.
Yeah, now it's just like, okay, whatever. Seeing Broodlords or something stupid. Welcome to 2012.
Yeah. I mean, if it was blind, if it was Heart of the Storm, I'd be like, yeah, Broodlords. But, I mean, with the Ultras being pretty good, and they had their moment or two in time of being good in DBZ, it might be Ultras. We'll see in just a second here as the Roaches are cleaned up without dealing too much economic damage.
Shout out to Borsty, by the way. Borsty, like, super Ghosty StarCraft fan. He's also subbed to Rocketbeans TV. Yeah!
That guy has the most passion.
He literally does. I just wish he would put Charmander back as a profile picture.
No, I didn't know who he was. I'd be like, where's the guy with the Flash? Does he look like Flash in real life? Questions everywhere.
Well, some Roaches are gonna bro. So the tactics of cheekiness used, but yo, it is fast ultras. This gets revealed too. Now this is really irritating because if you guys have never seen or played this, because this is rare even in Heart of the Swarm, Ultralists kind of just win the ground. Like, it doesn't matter whether they're well upgraded or not, and they do have even better upgrades in Legacy of the Void, but I mean, Roaches don't contend with them. You can't really kite with Hydras the same way you can Marines. There's just, I don't know how they're gonna deal with this.
Yeah, like I said, this has existed before in Heart of the Swarm. Maybe it was Liberty, can't quite remember. But it's been like phases. It's been very short-lived phases in DBZ's lifespan of having ultras be the way to go. And it's just like if you scout it, it's, you know, you attack and they usually don't have enough to deal with it. Like they can't make a bunch of banelings from their lings. They're spending way too much money on the ultras. So Red Archon might know that as well. They are pushing out way before their max, which is not usually something you really want to do. You're going to be careful if you do it anyways.
Yo, Adrenal Gland's something we should talk about. That got buffed incredibly greatly.
Yeah, yeah. It probably won't add too much to the main engagement. It might, but
I disagree. If they get on top of the Hydras.
Well, okay, the Hydras, yes, but that's like they're just gonna be the big ball, right? That's gonna take a lot of lings to really chip down a humongous maxed out Roach Hydra ball.
Well, I mentioned it's less about chipping them down and more about holding them in place for the Ultras, and the Ultras will chip them down.
Right. So
Adrenal Glands, for those who don't know, in Heart of the Swarm, it's 20% speed increase, 40% Legacy of the Void. So pretty darn good. But I like the idea of the banelings coming in. Unfortunately, the Ultras were actually trapped. They couldn't really get out of this with the spine crawlers, but Well, Ultras are good, not when there's only one or two of them. You need a lot to make these bad boys work. Lings and Banelings trying to take out the Hydra, so maybe the Mutas can clean this up, but 2 more Ultralisks are on the way. New one here on the front line. Again, a little bit awkward because they're sending them in 1 or 2 at a time without transfuses. Not how you want to use Ultralisks in this situation.
Yeah, just barely hitting at the exact moment necessary for Archon there. You know, they were distracted a little bit from the Mutas. I thought maybe they missed their timing.
They kicked the corpse to space is what they did. I didn't even see where it landed. Lings are gonna be pretty good for a quick remax here. Queen's on the front line with a couple transfuses might be a bit helpful, but unfortunately none readily available for Teal Archon. So going heavy into the Banelings once again to complement these Ultras. He's gonna have 2-2. Did he not start? Oh, he does have Chitinous Splitting. Okay, so 6 armor on these Ultras. 6 armor with no upgrades. WTF. Ultras, please.
This might still really work out for Teal here. I mean, they're still down in supply, but their units have now finished their 2-2 upgrades. They got everything else going for them, and the couple of Banelings might be the difference makers here. And the Ultras finally getting the good surface area too.
By the way, these Ling Rumbais are going to be so sick. Like, you guys don't even understand. You cannot ignore Ling Rumbais anymore, not even for a second.
Yeah. I don't believe Red Archon got Burrow either, which would have been nice. Oh, they did. Yeah, just burrow your drones then. At least it'll buy you, you know, it'll save the drones, if not your mining. But I think the time has passed for Red Archon. I mean, this is getting kind of scary Ultralisk count, you know? And the only response I could think of is at your own Ultras. Would be getting your own Greater Spire. So...
Greater Spire would actually be really cool, I think. Because they will eventually beat out the Ultras. And the Ultras can't exactly run through the Broodlings. They get surrounded very quickly.
Yeah, but I honestly think that Teal Archon is getting the better tech deal, which makes sense. They're in Hive. Red Archon isn't. But usually Ultras are more like if you want to throw the game away, not if you want to win. But in this situation, I think if they get a good concave, or a good surround even, I mean, I think they're going to absolutely wreck.
It's such a weird situation. I mean, I really don't know how to gauge this because we see it so rarely, much less in Legacy. I'm hoping to see something really cool. I was just thinking on this, though. Lurkers would probably still be pretty damn good versus Ultras.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think like 2 or 3, or especially if they're clumped up. But I mean, I think just generally speaking, a couple of Lurkers could go a long way. They've got the range. They got the bonus damage versus armored. But yeah, this is this is a weird composition. Crazy Cracklings, Uber Ultralisks, and the best Banelings.
Crazy Cracklings sounds like a cereal.
That does. Someone Photoshop that immediately. Banelings are unfortunately wasted mostly on the roaches, but unlike before, there's a lot more splash. The diminishing returns on Ultralisks are not really that much of a problem. In fact, you want as many as you can. So, whereas before we see the Ultras get melted by the roaches and Hydras, it's not even close this time around. Good focus fire. We do have that Ling Rumbai going off once again. It's just 2 Lings, but they've killed almost most of the drones at that base. Ultras still giving chase the last couple of roaches, and Team Red Archon's just got no money. They've made some more roaches, but what can they do?
If you get to this point in Heart of the Swarm, it's scary. But to have Legacy of the Void Ultras and Cracklings, like this, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I mean, Ultras just have that crazy bonus armor because they upgraded plating.
Oh, the surround.
Big surround. Holds everything in place. A meat grinder, to say the least. Blood everywhere. And GG is called. Dimaga and Slivko will have to tap out of game number 1.
They don't want to deal with Lurkers, alright? Lurkers are BS. They hate them, so they go for Ultras.
I actually think that is a really